Hey guys, this is a demonstration video for a plugin I wrote called CapturePoints. CapturePoints is a factions plugin that allows you to create these points which can be claimed and fought over by factions and which give the factions that own them daily rewards once every Minecraft day deposited directly into the chest. So right now this example point I made called Diamond Mine is neutral. It doesn't belong to any faction, and if I try to open the chest it'll say the faction that I belong to doesn't own this point. It would cost 2 power points to capture. That just takes it out of the player's faction power points. I do have enough, so I'm going to go ahead and try to claim it. I have to wait 5 seconds, during which I cannot leave this point. The 5 seconds and the radius for the size of the area I can't leave are both configurable. So now that I have the point, I'm going to go ahead and open it, and I am able to open it, so any rewards that are deposited daily I'll be able to access here and will just fill up as the days go by. So right now the diamond mine point is configured to give 5 diamonds once every day at 6,000 ticks, so right at noon. So if I go ahead and set the time to just before that, we can watch it fill up. Just wait a little bit, and there we go. So those 5 diamonds will accumulate as the days go by. If I do it again, we can see that it'll actually appear in the slot next to it rather than stacking on top of it. That is, of course, configurable if you would prefer that they stack as efficiently as possible in order to give factions as much time as possible to collect their items. You can do that as well. But I have it set this way. Let's do it one more time. You can see it'll just keep doing that all the way to if it was full. I can go ahead and try to fill up the chest a little bit. Let me get some more diamonds here. Just to show you that if, for example, the chest is all the way up to the last slot full, and it does the last one right there, when it tries to do it again, it will give a message to all online faction members that the chest at that point is too full to be filled, so that sort of tells the faction, okay, we really need to empty it so that we can keep getting rewards. Ideally, you have somebody emptying it all the time, because if the point is neutralized by another faction, right now I have to do that with commands, these are admin commands, gotta capitalize it. And then you claim it again, or the other faction claims it. The chest is actually emptied, and that's configurable. If you don't want that to happen, it doesn't have to, but that means that you can't just steal a faction's point with a lot of items in it and then have those items. You actually have to earn them by holding on to the point as long as you can. So that's just a brief overview of how the points work for the player's side of things, and now I'll go into setting up the points and what sort of options you have there. So to create a new point, you're going to put down a chest, and then below it, 3 blocks down, another chest, and so you're leaving 2 blocks between. In that chest, you're going to put whatever you want the reward to be, so maybe I'll put 64 cobblestone, 64 glass, a couple diamonds, put that in the chest, and then on the top chest, put a sign down onto the chest, first line capture in brackets like that, capital C. Second line is the name of the point, so we'll just call this test. The third line is the cost, so how many power points the player should lose for attempting to capture it, or capturing it successfully rather. Set that to 0 so it's free. And then the fourth line is the color code that you want the hologram above the chest to be displayed as. So we'll just set that to C for light red. Now we have our test. It's neutral when you create it. And I'm going to go ahead and right click to capture. If I wait 5 seconds, it'll belong to my faction. And so now it does. Going to open it, and we'll go ahead and set the time to just before 6,000, and you can see we have received those items in the chest. So there's only a couple commands, nothing for the players. They don't really need any commands for this. There's two admin commands that you might be using. They're just to neutralize the chests. Test. That'll neutralize it, and then set owner, if you need to set the owner to a faction without them actually paying the cost and waiting the time. So we'll just set that to Captown. Oh, to test Captown. So that'll set the owner of the chest. The only other command would be cp reload. That just reloads the config. All the messages in the plugin are configurable, so that's how you do that, and all the settings such as whether or not to tell factions that their chest is full, how long factions have to wait to claim or neutralize points, the size of the radius that they have to stay within while claiming the point. All that's configurable, and that's how you would reload the config. So that's about it for CapturePoints. If that sounds like something you'd like to have on your server, go ahead and download the plugin. Really appreciate that. Any questions, suggestions for features that you think would really add something to the plugin, go ahead and leave a comment on the download page. And other than that, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time.